Let me begin by saying I'm not a gamer. Growing up, Mario Kart and LEGO Star Wars were about the extent of my gaming experience. However, in recent years, I've begun to broaden my horizons, mostly thanks to the fact that I married someone who owned a PlayStation 4. As I began to further explore the world of gaming, there was one particular series that I kept hearing about. That series was, of course, Uncharted. With the long-awaited film adaptation finally being released, I decided I'd review each entry in the series, beginning with the first game, Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. Prior to Uncharted, video game developer Naughty Dog was best known for developing the Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter games. However, with the launch of the PlayStation 3, they decided to create an entirely new game, one that would take advantage of the new hardware. The characters and environments in Drake's Fortune are much more photorealistic than previous Naughty Dog titles. The actors' movements were recorded using motion capture to add a greater sense of realism to the characters. However, for this game, the dialogue was recorded separately. For their new action-adventure game, Naughty Dog drew inspiration from various sources, ranging from Tomb Raider to Indiana Jones. Before we continue, be warned this video will include spoilers. Drake's Fortune follows treasure hunter Nathan Drake, played by Nolan North. Nate claims to be the descendant of English explorer and privateer Sir Francis Drake.
Are you sure you want to be defiling your ancestors' remains like that?
You make it sound so dirty. Besides, thought you didn't believe me.
Well, I did do my research, and apparently Francis Drake didn't have any children.
Well, history can't be wrong, you know.
The game never directly addresses the legitimacy of this claim. However, the idea would be further explored in the third and fourth games. Game director Amy Hennig wanted Nate to be more of an everyman than a typical video game action hero.
Okay, you just jump, count to 5, and pull the cord. How hard could that be? Oh, crap!
Many have compared the character's look and personality to Nathan Fillion, making him the fan favourite choice to star in an Uncharted film. Nate is joined throughout the game by reporter Elena Fisher, played by Emily Rose. Elena can hold her own, and even rescues Nate a couple of times.
How much trouble could one girl be?
Well, come on!
Thank you. Hey!
As the game progresses, Nate and Elena develop a mutual attraction. North and Rose have a very natural chemistry that really sells the relationship.
That somebody special?
What? Oh. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Huh. I had you pegged as more of a woman in every port kind of guy.
Don't I wish? No, this was Francis Drake's ring. I, kind of inherited it.
The pair are also accompanied by Nate's friend and mentor, Victor Sullivan, played by Richard McGonagall. With the benefit of hindsight, the relationship between Nate and Sully feels a little underdeveloped in this game. Nate's somewhat underwhelming response when Sully is apparently shot and killed is particularly jarring.
Sully's dead.
What?
Yeah. And we're next if we don't get out of here.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Their relationship would be fleshed out more in subsequent games, particularly Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception. Of course, the player's unfamiliarity with the characters makes the possibility of Sully's betrayal feel plausible on first playthrough.
And... hello. He's alive.
Huh.
I don't know, Nate. I mean, how much do you trust this guy? It's not exactly like they're holding him at gunpoint.
I know. Yeah, it seems weird.
Unfortunately, the game's antagonists are a little more hit or miss. The two main adversaries are Gabriel Roman and Antok Navarro, played by Simon Templeman and Robin Atkin Downes.
Hello.
Hey! Friends of yours, Sully?
I'm Gabriel Roman.
Yeah, I know who you are, asshole.
However, while both characters are briefly introduced in Chapter 3, neither appears again properly until Chapter 14. As such, their narrative presence is somewhat lacking. Navarro ultimately betrays Roman in the penultimate chapter, making him the game's final boss. Unfortunately, this last-minute twist makes the final chapter feel somewhat underwhelming. Easily the most memorable antagonist in Drake's Fortune is Eddie Raja, played by James C. The rivalry between Nate and Eddie is genuinely entertaining.
Drake, if we don't make it out of here, I just want you to know, I hate your guts.
Yeah, likewise, pal. Now let's do this.
So much so, I was actually sorry to see Eddie meet his rather unceremonious end. The character would later appear in the emotion comic Uncharted: Eye of Indra, which serves as a prequel to Drake's Fortune. The character interactions are easily the highlight of the game. In both cutscenes and gameplay, their interactions keep things light and fun.
Wait. Something about this feels kinda hinky.
Hinky.
You act like you've never seen a German U-boat in the middle of the jungle before.
I'm being serious, Nate.
Don't forget to give this video a like, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Each game in the main Uncharted series highlights a different historical figure. Drake's Fortune focuses on the aforementioned Francis Drake. Nate's personal connection to Drake adds an extra layer to the narrative. After confirming his theory that Francis Drake faked his own death, Nate discovers that he had been searching for El Dorado, which, contrary to popular belief, is not a city of gold, but rather a large gold statue. More on that shortly. Drake's Fortune is divided into 22 chapters. The game combines platforming and cover-based third-person shooter elements. The seemingly endless waves of pirates and mercenaries can become a little frustrating at times, especially for a more inexperienced player like me. If you're waiting for me to talk about ludonarrative dissonance, there are many videos which cover the subject far better than I could. The game also incorporates puzzle-solving elements. The player usually solves these puzzles by using the notes in Francis Drake's diary, which Nate and Elena discover in the first chapter. Despite mostly taking place on one island, Drake's Fortune features a variety of different locations, and an inordinate amount of climbing. The developers even managed to creatively reuse certain areas without it feeling repetitive. However, in Chapter 17, the game takes a sudden left turn into horror. While there are subtle hints leading up to this reveal, it took me completely by surprise on my first playthrough. These creatures are actually the descendants of the Spanish colonists who first brought El Dorado to the island.
Jesus, what are those things?
It's the Spaniards, Sully. They never left.
The statue is revealed to actually be a sarcophagus containing a mummified corpse which infects those who come into contact with it. In light of this, El Dorado becomes the first of many treasures that Nathan Drake will discover and subsequently destroy. Drake's Fortune is easily the shortest game in the series, with the possible exception of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. However, quantity doesn't always mean quality. The game's pacing is well balanced, and it doesn't outstay its welcome. Music is an essential part of the Uncharted series. The soundtrack for Drake's Fortune was composed by Greg Edmondson, who also wrote the music for the infamously short-lived TV series, Firefly. Edmondson's score really draws the player into the game. His main Uncharted theme, officially titled Nate's Theme, is truly iconic. Years after its initial release, Uncharted: Drake's Fortune is still an enjoyably entertaining experience. While the graphics may be a little outdated, even in the PS4 remaster, the overall presentation is still high quality. However, what truly keeps the game relevant all these years later is its engaging characters and cinematic storytelling. Building off the success of this first game, the series would achieve greatness from small beginnings with the sequel, Uncharted 2: Among Thieves. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future reviews. In the meantime, as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, why not give it a like? Maybe share it with a friend. Or an enemy. Either way, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to see more content here on Channel 73.